to learn languages.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well,
necessary.
that's why you know, because you have to know all these languages. I mean, people who have to learn the English language secondary always know it better than we do.
Yeah.
True.
This guy, I guess. This guy.
Except for Bez. He's too busy
guy
driving
has
his motorcycle
no-
around.
Yeah.
You speak some languages too, right, Baz?
Languages.
Okay. I speak Spanish.
Yeah,
I speak a lot of
necessary.
languages. I'm just kidding around.
That's why you know, because you have to know all these languages. I mean, people.
Why does it do that to us? It always freaks me out when that happens.
Yeah.
I hate hearing myself. I hate hearing myself so much.
I keep forgetting that just does that automatically. It's so terrifying. Anyway, we are live on YouTube. So this is what? So how do we do this? This is the Unnecessary Pro Tools Show.
The Unnecessary Pro Tools Show.
Oh yeah. Hashtag everybody Pro Tools with your host,
Hashtag.
Baz Vice, and the co-host, Daniel, JJ, and Fed. Woo! Yay! We are here.
Guys, before we get going with the show, I wanted to show you something that I just found. It's a picture of my dad with this guy. I need to get this frame. This was in one of the boxes. I moved it's a ridiculous number of times in the past 3 or 4 years.
It was the artist you were just talking about, right?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Sandro.
Sandro.
That's where.
That is Vic, my dad.
Oh shit!
That's awesome. That is
Ain't that
awesome.
something?
Yeah.
They were big, man, like sequin suits and the whole deal, man.
Wow, that's where Sandra Bullock got her name from Sandro.
There you go.
True story.
True story.
She was a huge fan of Sandro, and when her followers, let's call them the creepers, the stalkers.
And this is all sober, by the way. We're listening.
Yeah, this is So when Sandra Bullock's stalkers and creepers fans were too much into her space. This is before she was known as Sandra Bullock, of course. She then saw Sandro at the concert in Madison Square Garden that they sold out, and she was like, "I'm gonna be Sandra because I'm a girl." And so she said, "I'm gonna be Sandra and Bullock because she's bad as a bull."
I don't know. That may have been Sandra's mom, dude, because it's been a while since that Madison Square Garden show.
Yes, you're right. And in fact, thank you, Daniel, for that. Thank you, Daniel, for
no.
clarifying that.
No, well, to correct you, she might be like Chuck Norris, because remember, he was, according to his book, he built the cabin he was born in. So it may be one of those scenarios because he's that badass.
According to Chuck Norris's book, he also loves Pro Tools.
I
does.
almost put that down.
True story.
You know, it's another rule in a story in Chuck Norris's book. When he does push-ups, he doesn't push down. He pushes the earth down. It goes something like that. But it's like a bunch of fun. I never read it, but people always read it to me. So
That's hilarious.
Facts of Chuck Norris.
By the way, guys, if you could believe it, and I'll stop with the Sandro thing, I promise. There's videos on YouTube from 20, 30 years plus ago of this guy. He made movies. So if you want to have a laugh, it's really cheesy. It's 2021. It's quite cheesy, but you want to check it out.
I actually want to look from the picture. He's got kind of like a Elvis Presley swag.
Well, yeah, he may have borrowed a thing or two from
or like a James
from the
Brown
pelvis
or something. Yeah, I'll definitely get to it. What's best chuckling about? Why's best cackling?
He's writing a bunch of stuff.
Everything. It's just I'm thinking about Sandra and Sandro and Chuck and Norris, and Pro Tools.
Oh man!
Just wow! It's what a coincidence that we would all.
Speaking of Pro Tools,
yeah.
I just realized. So I still haven't downloaded a lot of the supplemental instrument packages because I'm lazy.
Wow, that's on you, bro.
I know it is, but also I was just offered. I went to the site and there was a promotional thing to upgrade my Melodyne on there and everything for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you for noticing that. Thank you
That's
for.
a very interesting topic you guys just touched on, because I'm interested in working with Melodyne, and Bez knows this because he's the one that proposed it. So maybe we could test it together and I can learn about it. But the question is, it's a separate plugin, I imagine, that you have to purchase and download into your existing Pro Tools, or
Yeah.
No,
it's
don't
not?
get from me. Just no. It starts and ends there. Just no.
No, go ahead. Bev.
No,
Why
it comes. It kind of comes. That sounds weird.
It's
It-
included with the newer Pro Tools?
It is included. That'd be proper. It is included with your Pro Tools activation.
true, yeah.
Oh,
license.
awesome. Okay, I need to get on my Avid account and check on that.
Yeah, it's like if only I had Pro Tools running.
Well, actually, I was gonna go. I'm not gonna share my screen, but I'm gonna go to my account really quick and tell you.
You
exactly.
can, yeah, it's in your account. It's also part of your plugins, and this is what allows you to drag your audio to MIDI, and it'll like switch audio to MIDI.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So if you want, Melodyne is what allows you to do the switch.
that's really
The
awesome.
old switcheroo.
I'm
Right.
ashamed to say this online. You might have to edit this out.
There's no editing. It's live.
There's no editing. All right, so maybe I should hold off.
No, you can say whatever you want to say.
I don't know. It may expose me, but all right, here it goes. I was actually gonna get all my Melodyne work done on Fiverr.com and just stick to Pro Tools and just, you know, do what I need to do.
That's fine. One of my students, his full-time job is Melodyning.
Oh, really? Okay, because I didn't want to really dabble in that yet. So I was like, you know what?
what? I invited her here, and she's not here. That means I'm gonna have to email her again.
Yeah, she could shed some light into that.
Yeah, because she does Melodyne all the time.
That's awesome.
In fact, that's her website, melodyneallthetime.com.
Is that really a website?
It could be.
Yeah, so I got.
I'm
I got.
sure it is. It's just probably not what you expect.
I have all these. I have all these promotions like Melodyne Essential, Groove 3 tutorials, AutoTune Unlimited, the ERA voice.
Melodyne Essentials that you're searching for.
Huh?
It's the Melodyne Essential that you really want.
That's what I'm saying. It's a promotion. It gave me. I have the serial number and everything. If I go to my.
So it's a software.
Yeah, if I in
Okay.
my Avid account, for some reason all of it's there. I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, feel free to share if you like, only if you like. You know, your Melodyne. Because
Usually you can't share serial numbers. That's the problem.
No, I meant no, not share. I mean screen share, because it looks like Fed wanted to see it.
I'm just saying, look, you hear, you got your track new. What are we doing? Like mono audio track or something, or like some sort of sound that we need.
You can't.
You know, I'll do like something quick. Stereo instruments. So always like throw a master on it in case it was around the master fader.
Well, you're going all the way out. Look at you.
I can't not have the master fader. It drives me nuts. One has to have it all.
You added two at the same time. That was cool. I mean, I'm a beginner, so I was like, whoa, you added two tracks at the same time.
Yeah, I like to usually do two things at once. So you've got some like sort of loop, right? Let's take a simple, like just hoping for a melodic.
Man, that's a
And while you're doing this,
Yeah, I'm just something melodic, like.
I was curious as to know how many, because okay, when I'm doing a reference track, right, I'll like probably do, let's say, I may record a track like 20, 25, 30 different times just to get the vocals right, even though it's just a reference. I want to know before getting Melodyne, how much time will Melodyne save me? Like, could I just do, one layer?
No time. I'll save you no time. It takes a while.
It takes a while to learn.
It takes a while not just to learn, but to do.
To do.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're being. Yeah.
No, it totally. Tight. Yes, I
Very
know.
slow James Bond. Bow, bow.
How did you know it was that? Oh, that was the quickest money maker ever. Like, you want a composer, just compose that. You're done. You know, how did you know?
$1 million beat.
I once made a beat for like, I don't know, I didn't even make, I just put loops together in like maybe 10 minutes and I sold it for $1,000. Or like an advertising agency. That was in like, I should say in Pro Tools. Okay, something like that, right? So you have like this shit here, right? And then you're basically, I'm just thinking what to do here. So you've got this, right? And then that's right? Then you take the track, you make a new, what is it? Stereo. So track new, stereo audio and text. Then let's say we just do this, right? To make it audio, you just drag it, right? So then you say, okay, I don't want this. Yeah, high, make an active. That's the easy part. So then it's like, let's say you have a piece of audio. Let's say you sang this or somebody played it and you want to make this into MIDI, right? That's the trick. That was never, you could never do that before, but now you can. Because I believe one of these plugins that we have, and I don't know where it is. You see, it says Melodyne. So Melodyne is the engine that Pro Tools uses when you do this. You see conversion type. I'll do not automatic, but rather melodic or polyphonic. I'll do melodic because that's, I believe, more of a monophonic thing. Consolidate clips if I have to. And then it shows me what I played. It's exactly what I played before, remember? So, and then I'll make it sound like a choir of boys. That's the option we have here. Vocals.
Vocals, cool.
Male. Should we be O's, A's, O-E,
do Oz.
Take it to church.
Sweet.
I think that's
beautiful.
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
It's, I mean, you can never stop. You can just keep doing that over and over again.
Why did you mute the audio? I want to hear that bass with that voice.
The audio?
Yeah, you muted the original bass audio.
You're right. I did it.
Why did you do that? Why did you do that? It was about.
I really did do it. I truly did it.
And you still didn't mute it.
It's true. I really truly did it. Throwing the beat and then you're good.
Incredible.
This is great. I feel like it's a fantastic thing to use when you come up with a little melody and you just need to lay it down quickly. Like I spoke to Daniel about this. We speak to our phones or a voice recorder or something. Well, you can just jam that right into the microphone. Boom, it's in here, and then you can turn it into whatever you want.
You can, however, there's a caveat.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Well, I mean, because again, I use this more on. I actually don't use this at all. I typically don't sing something and then make it into MIDI. I'll just play it in with the keyboard or something. But
sure, yeah.
But if you're singing I remember someone asked last week. They're like, how would you use the auto tune for opera singers? And I would say, one, you don't, because well, yeah, but obviously because usually it's in tune, but an operatic voice is not it's like you're vibrating between different pitches.
It's not flat.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly. So if you were to that's fine. But if we're like ha, it wouldn't catch it as
A
easy.
lot of waves.
Hmm.
I see. Oh, I see what you mean. Right. All those, what should we call them, microtones, right?
Well, yeah, like overtones or something like that.
They
yeah.
are, because it becomes
Excellent point.
because they become transients. When you do that, it's envelopes, ups
Yeah.
and downs and envelopes, and it becomes transients. And
It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt because when I was using it to, I was doing some editing. Basically, you know, everyone's singing and performing remote now, and I had to do it with a small ensemble orchestra, which was a lot easier to tune them up because I had to do a little bit of tuning because they're not all in the same room. They can't hear each other. But with singers, it's especially difficult because, you know, when we're singing in an ensemble, we really depend on hearing each other, especially if there's a lower voice that I'm tuning off of. And so
Right.
I would get all these different tracks in, and I had to, you know, I had to do some snip, snip, tuck, tuck. But sometimes, if it's say like a soprano hitting a high note, like in their high upper register, and it was a little flat, it was almost impossible to fix it because it's like, you know, it's reading all these different pitches, and then if you try to, you know, not compress it, but splice it and put it together, it doesn't. It can't read it that well. Melodyne is incredible, but it's like with raw voice like that, I think it's harder to do that. But
it's good if it's just a flat line voice.
Right. So you could use it to your advantage if you know this information, which
Yeah,
I
if you
do
can-
now,
yeah.
and just think everything's flat and
or yeah,
it'll-
straight
you'll
tone. Yeah, just
capture
straight
it.
tone. Just straight tone everything, and
Straight
you're
tone
fine.
everything.
Yeah.
I just want to hear this real quick. That's
Now
all.
you need to put some drums in there now.
That sounded like it was ready to drop, man.
Thinking of doing that.
Yeah,
So, like, by the way, quick tip: when you have those weird like clips in between, like when it's clipping because the edit's all weird, you can just do crossfades and like 5 milliseconds and becomes smooth. That's the smooth, you know, it becomes smooth. What do we do? Drums? You said drums?
Yeah, just put a loop in. Just put some sort of loop in there.
All right, fine.
Let's see, put some loops in there.
It's sounding like the drop of like a electronic dance type.
Right.
Song, like da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly.
da,
Look at this, you guys. This is a workspace window. These are very important.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, workspace. That's right.
This is not even drums. This is drum and bass. What if I just want drums?
There is.
And maybe you'll get drums.
I don't even know what that is.
I want drums. Wow. The fill.
It's just a hat.
Yeah, go. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
No kick.
That could work, and then you drag it over. I want to see this process. Oh, what's up?
Oh.
Can you click the duration and organize by
I'm just
descending
throwing
order?
things in there for no reason. Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good thump.
Yeah, that's what I have in there. I wish I put all them into tracks, but I didn't. I guess I'll just throw them into tracks now.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
And then just, you know, figure out what works with. So like some of them have polyphonic, some of them don't. That's annoying.
Oh, you added a whole bunch at once. I missed that.
Yeah,
That's fine.
just make that inactive real quick. So maybe just that thing, maybe this. What's this? Is this polyphonic? No, that's not polyphonic. Is this polyphonic? Yeah, maybe.
I think that's the most Pro Tools work we've ever done in this podcast.
No, this is good. I like it. I like to watch Bez work.
This is horrible.
Now we need a thumb. We need a thumb.
Why is this happening? This is almost done. This is almost done.
No, there's so much to do with this. This is so much.
This is how you make money. You make some tracks and you sell to really important people.
Yeah, it's just that you
Like Scorsese.
you're working it so
That's
easy.
basically-
Like,
You
I don't
just
know if
lie, and you. Well, that's not good. You don't want to do that. You want to do maybe this one, the loop one. It just stops looping after a while. What's that about? That's not good. What if it was? You know what I like to do? I like to kind of like make sure I'm getting the right sort of like amount of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just maybe options are maybe repeat it like 8 times or something, or maybe just this one, shift return command Z. Sorry,
Yep,
it's
I'll
pretty
listen
cool,
to that.
right?
I'll listen to that all day.
All day long. Holy shit, right?
Put it
Come
on repeat.
Anyway, you guys get it. That's it.
Very cool.
Nothing like
Actually, it literally should begin with that loop and then dump into the wah 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 wah.
right? That's
Yeah.
the beginning. That's the beginning.
That's the
and then
beginning.
and then the other thing just starts. And then maybe it's like doesn't come in here until then, and then maybe then
Yeah, exactly.
then it does that, and
There
maybe
you go.
it's
Yeah,
like,
differentiate a little bit there.
and then maybe yeah. Oh, I didn't see that. I wanted to not have that. Right. So just anything is possible. It's working in a really weird manner. I haven't seen it like that. Yeah, something like that.
Incredible.
You get it. You guys get it. And it can never stop. It'll just keep going and going and going. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really stop, right? You know the deal. And then maybe it's like, or maybe it's like this. You can. It's. I don't know, but you get it. Like that. All right. That's it. We show. You get it. Anyway, it could have been better, but it came out the way it did. So whatever.
It's okay. It's okay. Like we saw some things.
Yeah.
It's
You
great
know?
to see you work, Bez. It's impressive how easy it is. You work it as well as I work Google Chrome, or
Yeah, I do this as good as people wash dishes and walk. I do this as walk and chew gum at the same time. Some people
right.
have issues. I don't. I can walk and chew gum. Pro Tools.
Mm-hmm.
This
How
is
long you been working with Pro Tools? Like since you started, like you were a teenager all the way back then?
I think it's definitely before Pro Tools was even invented. I started working Pro Tools before it was Pro Tools, and people saw me and they're like, "Oh, we should make Pro Tools." Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I did it. Like 15 years ago, maybe more.
Right. So
Maybe
the
20 years ago.
very early version of Pro Tools.
Pro Tools 4.
Right.
I don't remember what it was. 20 years ago, I guess.
Holy crap.
16 years ago. I don't remember. It was a while back. 2000. Wait, 2000. In 2000. So
In the year 2000.
That was 20 years ago. Wow. That's cool.
So you went through the whole evolution of the software, which I find really, really cool.
Sometimes I have sessions with people and they're like running Pro Tools 10 or something or 11. And I'm like, go there and open that. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Pro Tools 10. So it's like, it doesn't have like.
You have to rewind. Very cool.
I'm like, I'm sorry, like you don't have the thing.
You missed any version of Pro Tools? Like, was there any version the best, or what we have now is like top of the line?
I like Pro Tools 7 or something, or 8. It was just like very fun.
Why? Very simple, very easy to pick up.
I don't know. It was just kind of cool for what it was during that.
I do feel like there are a lot of buttons and knobs that are a little repetitive or non-necessary.
Yeah, like exactly.
Like, you know, a lot of things that do the same thing, which I know is important to some extent, but I think that's sometimes why I will as I've been playing around with it more, I'm like, God, this is so much. I just press one thing in Logic, and this is like, oh, you have to decide what, like, there's too many parameter choices, and I guess that's really, you need that for people that are in very advanced, like post-production. You need to be able to modify tiny little things, but sometimes all I want to do is put a song together. So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to make a baby shark.
That's right. Like you just did. I mean, basically, ba 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 ba.
Yeah,
ba,
that's
ba, baby shark,
basically
bum, 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 bum,
baby
bum,
yeah,
bum,
it's the same. It's unlimited. It's like you can do unlimited, but did you guys see how? To me, it blows my mind. It could calculate what the MIDI notes are. So that's like for me, it's pretty impressive. So you could sing into the thing, auto tune the voice, make it like sort of perfect pitch, and then drop it in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And then drop, and then you'll get back the perfect. You could sing the bass guitar going boom, 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 boom. You basically don't need to have any musical skills whatsoever to make music.
I mean, you do, because you have to be able to like make a form and make it make sense. But yeah, you're right. I mean,
like you don't need to go to like school to learn piano or bass because you just sing it now. And as long as your voice is more or less on pitch, and if it's not, you use autotune, not Melodyne, autotune.
And to be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't gone this far in Pro Tools, but I know in Logic, like I can put my voice through, you know, some of the onboard processing, like they have, what do you call it? Like monitors. I can put it through like a guitar monitor on there, and it'll sound like a guitar.
It's true.
You know?
It's
pretty
true.
Cool.
You can sort of do that here, but not really. You gotta buy them. In Logic, everything comes in like perfectly. Ready.
Yeah, I mean, Logic does come with a lot of great plugins.
Yeah.
Logic is also,
Pro Tools has them all. You just have to buy them. That's the difference.
Well, I know, but they both cater to. They both have a specialty, and like with Pro Tools, it's electronic music, and with Logic, it's electronic music, and Pro Tools, it's like audio.
Yeah, it's just audio production. You can do anything you want. You know, you can anything, video games, whatever. Yeah. So I feel good about today.
This is Bez wrapping. This is Bez wrapping.
Yeah,
up.
wrapping up.
I feel good about today. I'll see you guys later.
I mean, I'm down.
No, before you wrap up, let me ask one thing about plugins.
We have 10 minutes. We have good 10 minutes.
Does anyone find themselves, or in the beginning, being that I just started, do you find yourself going plug-in crazy when you first started? Or is it just
go plug-in crazy forever, just so you know.
Okay, because I feel like I can't do it all. I need this plug-in. So I start going crazy. Like I start looking
at
plugins.
I also, I mean, I guess it depends on what you're doing and who you are. I mean, I go plug-in crazy and also sample crazy because every time something comes out and I'm like, oh, I need to put that in my mock-up. Oh, I need to do this. Or, oh, look, this actually it's supposed to emulate a vintage compressor. I want that, you know. And then you go listen to it and it's like, oh, and they're like, oh, I just want, you know, $1 billion. You're like, okay, fine, here you go. So yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just me, because I feel like I need every plugin out there in order to you know, sound radio ready just for a reference track.
Well, but that's the thing though. You don't like technically Pro Tools and Logic or whatever, they all have stuff that you technically don't have to do that. And I think the golden rule is learn how to use all the onboard material. And which should give you production ready stuff, and then you can start screwing around with other stuff. But you don't have to like sink yourself into a money pit. There's
Mm-hmm.
Pro Tools definitely has a lot of, I was looking through all their stuff. Like they have really great compressors and EQs and stuff, like stuff that's even honestly a little better than Logic's onboard stuff.
Mhm.
So you don't have to, but I know it's tempting. I do it a lot.
I don't do any of it. There's a quick thing I want to show you real quick. Sorry. You back to our favorite Baby Shark.
Woohoo!
Let's just say we don't have any of these tracks. Let's say everything is gone. And then let's say you want to start fresh, new, maybe mono this time, mono audio just for fun. So just there's like a way to make like a sine wave per se. So like it could be I can't remember precisely. There's like it's like shift control options 3. Right, you can do these things. And that's so you can make like basically a little bit of like music with this.
It sounded like you cussed for a second. A little bit.
He did.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like 1,000. It's a sine wave of 1,000, and then you can do like, you can manipulate it to whatever you prefer. Right, and then you can like sort of continue this nonsense and start to make sort of sounds out of them. And I always thought it was kind of fun that you can do all of that, That's all. It's just so there's like no plugins, but to me, like I'm
So
amazed.
now, if you loop that, you have like a Baby Shark song.
Right, exactly. So it has like right. So it has you can choose, you see what music with just signs, sounds, sine waves. You guys get it, basically.
Yeah.
It's just I just think it's so cool that you can do all that, with just. To me, it's crazy. I can't believe.
Yeah, me as well.
Like -12, maybe. Right, and then you can just. I'm trying not to use plugins, but of course, if you use plugins, like it's better. But we can do, but I mean, these come on board. If you do like a weird pitch shift to them, maybe verify it and like kind of slow it down all the time for no reason. So you can like start to do stuff to it. Anyway.
It sounds like the beginnings of electronic music, like what they
it's
done
just
in
like,
the 60s or 70s or something.
You just like do non-stop nonsense in Pro Tools, and then it just ends up being something.
Non-stop nonsense.
Well, it's because I think, Bess, you've done it all. So then now.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's true. I think I've done so much of it that is like, I'm always finding creative ways. That's a fun sound.
That's neat.
So I'm just trying to find like different ways to be creative. That sounds all right. Doesn't sound that bad. Maybe modulation and everything.
Right. After that, you can add effects and
yeah, it has filter. I mean, it has incredible potential. This Pro Tools stuff. It has like all these filters and just tons of. If you do a filter on this thing, like, let me just see. Oh, there it is. You can just do like non-stop, filters. noise. You can then like adjust, you know, each module. Where's the elastic? It's like that's 24. This they're both 24, but maybe this would be like stuff like that. So it's like just working with sine waves. Anyway, you get.
I mean, that's pretty cool. You could literally make like an intense cue with that.
Yeah, you can. That's the thing. Like, it's bizarre if you know what you're doing, what you can do. Like, it's crazy.
That's deep. That's deep. If you know what you're doing, it's bizarre what you think you could know you knew that you could do.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like that.
Socrates.
It's unbelievable. It blows my mind. The potential you can have if you know things.
Blows my mind home.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop doing this now.
It sounds like this binaural beat made for concentration. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, once I just put together like 5 loops, and I think I sold it for like $1,000. I'm not kidding.
Oh wow!
Like it took me like 10 minutes, maybe 15.
I was gonna
one of those
say
calls.
added.
It was one of those calls like, "Hey," from the advertising agency. "Hey, we need something like today, right now." I'm like, I'm, living life, and they're like, "No." I'm like, well, what do we need to sound like? We need to sound like piano. It needs to have drums. It needs to be fast and like upbeat and fun and happy. I'm like, okay, I put like in tags, words fun, happy, piano, upbeat, and I just get the first thing that play. It goes like 30 seconds. Here you go. They're like, okay, yeah, that's
good. $1,000.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like, it's $1,000 thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like if
you know what, Bez, you know what I would like to cover in one of these the
unnecessary Pro Tools sessions.
The unnecessary Pro Tools session. Since we just did this, I think we should at some point. I think it'd be really cool to see you, or whatever, master something for distribution.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
I listen. I second that.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I will use. You can use one of my tracks.
Right, we can talk about that.
I mean, all the tracks I have that I would send you have already been mastered, but it would be very interesting, especially since they're all orchestral. But I would like to see what you. I think it'd be really nice because this is the education part of it. As a composer or as a creator, let's say, all of us are making something and we all have biases to what we hear and what we want to hear in something. And it's really hard to release that to, like, say, an engineer, because it's like, okay, mix and master. And then there's usually a lot of back and forth. Like, no, I want to hear more of this. And it's like, whether it's orchestral or pop, it's the same thing. And so it'd be very interesting to have you take any of our tracks, really, and be like, oh, I think we should hear more of this or more of this. And I can give you, like...
All right.
No, I mean, I'm serious.
Okay, let's do that, but make sure it's just left and right, right? It's a stereo track, left and right. That's something.
Of course, it's going to be a stereo
just like
track.
30 or 60 seconds, just a little fragment, so we can see your process.
I would like to see it, not because it's like, oh, I want to see how you're doing. I want to see what tools and how you're using the tools and Pro Tools, because honestly, most of my stuff is going to be in that area, even though we'll have lots more time together because I'm literally taking Pro Tools certifications forever. But I want to see it. I want to see it in action because I learned most from that, and I think it'd be helpful because I don't know, because you.
I'll show you what I do. I don't really do. We could talk. We could talk about like there's like side mastering, but I don't really do that too much. But that's really for like vinyls. If you're gonna put your record on a vinyl. You can.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm all over vinyls.
Yeah. But we can talk about the standards, the fundamentals of just like fulfilling.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a detailed thing. I think it'd be very interesting to go through a
I can
track.
show you what we could do. Yeah.
You could even make one of us share our screens and do it ourselves. Like we can talk about it. But I mean I don't really care. I just think it'd be cool.
Well, as long as you should throw in like the best thing about mastering is you should give us like 3 snippets of 3 different tracks.
Okay.
So that like, because part of mastering is, in my opinion, a big part of mastering is like mastering like albums, not just singles. Because when you master albums, you want to make sure all of your tracks sound sort of similar.
Yeah.
To create like a cohesive.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of, there's a whole world of normalizing. There's a whole world of making sure, like, because as you know, and I have found out as in the past couple of years as I've released stuff, like Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google, they all have different regulations for volume.
Sure.
And so you'll take a decibel hit differently from each person. And so, of course, I was aiming specifically for Spotify because that's basically the big streaming platform. But Spotify might say, oh, we're going to reduce this track. Like, say you have a really heavy-handed bass track, right? They're going to oh, well, we're reducing this track by, say, 10 dB. It's like, well, I better go in and remix this or remaster it.
Right. No, we'll do some safe -14 LUFs.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you
it's a
go.
standard for Spotify. But yes. I think that's cool. I'm cool with it. I think it's a good idea. I think Sandra Bullock would really love that one.
I mean, what about you? I mean, while we're talking about this, but I guess we're done. But like, what would you guys want to cover? Like, if we're talking about subjects, I'm not saying that we should make Bez do all of it. I'm perfectly happy, and I think it'd be cool to all of us like do that. But it's like, what aspects of Pro Tools music making do you think we should cover? Because we were going to cover harmonics this week, but we didn't because James is gone. But that's
we don't have to have James here to cover that. So maybe next.
It's true, but it would have been nice.
Yeah, because it was his question inquiry. So, no. Actually, the question you asked is perfect because I think we're all at that stage. Is like, okay, let's get something ready for distribution, or let's just put it out there. Because even me, just looking, even let's say if I don't do it myself, just looking on Fiverr, I know what to ask for if I want something done with Melodyne, or if I want someone to edit the vocals, or just do whatever. So that would make things easier, just knowing what to ask for, even if you're not doing it yourself. So
right.
I think that's actually perfect.
About some mixing, some mastering, all that stuff.
Because I have a DistroKid and all these platforms that I haven't really, dived into yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That and anything else I'm actually curious about the harmonics too. And
the harmonics thing, it's like there's harmonics, like as in the frequencies that people are talking about when they're making music, like in say a pop album, and then there's harmonics, like the natural progression of harmonics and instruments.
Well, we should talk about, we should definitely. So next week I'm in Florida next week. So
that's right. I remember. I have to get in gear and finish the book.
So we're off for next week. No podcast.
I mean, if you want to do it, you guys can do it. I can just open up the Zoom room. I'm just not. It'll be just a picture of me. And then
so next week there's no podcast.
Yeah, I think we need you. We need you, Bez.
So
I think we need the Bez. We need the host.
All right. So next week no podcast because I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Other than that, so it'll be 2 weeks from now.
All right. We'll touch base the week after that, and maybe you can send an email to kind of.
Yeah, I'm gonna
say that we're back.
Text. I'm gonna text and email.
Whatever you prefer.
And really, we're gonna be able to have a discussion board soon. I know I keep saying it, but it's true. It's coming.
Discord, maybe.
Give me time. Anyway, this was fun. So just don't forget to go to the store and buy the hat.
I need to check out your
Thanks
website.
for the reminder.
Everybody go to
Thank you, Bez. Thank you, guys. Nice to see you all.
All right, guys. Take care and be careful in Florida.
Everyone, we'll be talking.
Okay.
All right.
All right, YouTube.
Folks.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
All right.